Hey everybody, Chuck Barone here. Thursday, November the 10th, 2022. A freaking crazy day. Did you guys see these markets today? Wow. I mean, lots to talk about today. The crazy just keeps getting crazier, guys. Can't wait to dig into this a little bit. Before we start, though, I just want to say, as always, thank you. Appreciate you guys and your support for the show, for the videos, everything you guys do every day to keep us going. We appreciate you guys, we really do. Markets today, well, what a bananas day, right? So C.P.I. comes out, numbers look good. Stock market literally exploding today to the upside. Market rallying like crazy. You know, there's a lot of cash sitting on the sidelines. Everybody had a lot of fear. You saw these numbers today, so just a massive rally. The S&P up 5.5%. The NASDAQ flying up more than 7% today. The Dow up over 1,200 points. Just across the board euphoria. I think I'll talk about it a little bit more later, but this might have just been a little bit of an overreaction. I'm not saying the C.P.I. numbers were bad news, even though I really think the numbers are still really high. It was great that, it came in better than expected. Is it worth this kind of rally? I'm not so sure, man. Anyway, we're going to get to the report and get a little detail of that coming up down the road. Not only did the stock market have a massive rally, so did the bond market. Really ripping today, man. Wow. The bond market is supposed to be kind of boring. It's where your grandfather goes to put his money, It's not supposed to see these kind of wild gyrations we've been seeing. Today, the 10-year falling 32 basis points all the way back to 3.83%. The 2-year falling 30 basis points down to 4.33%. Just a massive move in the bond market. Money comes in, pouring in, obviously, to move the yields this much. Big day for a lot of the money came off the sidelines today back into stocks and bonds. Well, is this rally real? I don't think it is. I think that the next time there's any kind of news to the negative on inflation, you're going to see this whole thing in reverse. And everybody's just going to start rip-roaring and taking their money out of this market. Traders, people who trade, Wall Street knuckleheads, those guys love this wild stuff all the time because they make money up and down. Us, the schmuckatellis, right, working class people, we're not usually in this market every day. We're not usually in there trading and, trying to make eighths and quarters. We just invest our money. We hope that it goes up over time. That's the idea, right? So these kind of market gyrations are just not great for normal investors. I think that what we've been saying stays. It's time to be cautious. Crazy times, man, just bananas. I can't wait to see what the trigger is to make everything go down as much as it went up today, because I promise that's going to happen. I was just talking just on yesterday's video. I said, this market now is data-driven. There's a lot of fear. It's just going to be overreaction, wild gyrations, big numbers up and down. And here we have it the very next day. Anyway, let me get through this market. We'll talk more about this, okay? So dollar today down bigly on this anticipation that the Fed all of a sudden has won the inflation battle. Down 2.32 on the index. That's a big move down in the dollar. 108.04 on the index. It's just overreacting. It's just crazy. So the dollar, even though it's still very high on the index, coming down quite a bit now from the high of 114. Metals today rally bomb. Great rally for metals with the dollar down like that. So gold's up almost $50 an ounce today to $1,751.69, it looks like, on Kitco last time I looked. Silver up 67 cents today, up to $21.80. Nice move up for metals. I've been saying that I'm looking for metals to make a rally. They're just looking for a reason. Well, the dollar taking a big hit today was that reason. A very nice, good up day for metals. Oil today up very small, $86.29 for a barrel of West Texas Intermediate. Natural gas continuing in the wild ride, up 4.76% today, 6.14 on their million BTU. Still quite a bit down from their high over $9 on natural gas. And oil, even from its recent highs up above $90, still lower. So, that's a tough market right now. Bitcoin rallies today up over $1,800, 17,976. I think there's a lot of uncertainty still with Bitcoin and this FTX exchange or whatever. The exchanges just blew up, I guess. They were lending money to the owner of a hedge fund connected to it to the tune of, I don't know, $10 billion. I've heard numbers as high as that. Apparently they have a liquidity crunch, massive one, where they don't have the money to cover the withdrawals that need to be taken out. There was going to be a white knight coming in. That deal blew up. So a lot of uncertainty in your cryptos. Be careful with this stuff, guys. You don't want to be taking losses right now. So be cautious. News you guys need today, of course, the big news, C.P.I. Now, here's the deal, guys, okay? The market's just having this massive rally. You would think it was under 2% and we're done. Well, guess what? It isn't. C.P.I. coming in today, 7.7%. That's a crappy number, okay? It's not a number to be celebrating. It's not a number to be causing these massive rallies. I mean, you know how easy it will be from 7.7 to go back above 8%? That's not much of a bump. I think that the market massively overreacted today. The core rate, 6.3%. I mean, this is more than triple the target. It's just not great numbers. But what happens now is the market is thinking, because what they expected was 7.9% on the top line, came in at 7.7. They expected 6.5% on core, came in at 6.3. So because these numbers are better than what was expected and lower than what they're calling peak inflation, which I'm still not so sure about, back in August at 9.1%, they're thinking that the Fed could maybe slacken up on this raising and holding rates. And that's driving the market crazy because the market just loves cheap money. I just think this might be a little premature. The last time we had major inflation, I talk about this ad nauseum, it took them 10 years to get rid of it. They had 100 of these false rally looking like they won the war, and guess what? The second they loosened up policy, boom, there came inflation in just higher numbers, bigger numbers, until they finally just decided what they had to do was crater the economy, and that's what they did. This is what I call the fake rally, guys. This is not real. I don't believe that this is sustainable in any way, shape, or form. And any bad news coming on the inflation front is going to be not well received by this market, obviously. So, if you're in the market and you're in trading, look to sell into these rallies, guys. That's what the pros are doing right now. Be cautious buying into this market. If you're buying defensive positions like we've been recommending, utilities, healthcare, some defense stocks, dividend-paying stocks, consumer non-durables, preferred stocks, stuff that pays real dividends. If you're buying that in the market, be careful. Try to buy the dips. If you're selling into this market, sell into these rallies, because today would have been a great day to be a seller. Everything went up today. Unemployment, this was what kind of was the other news the market was digesting along with this C.P.I. today. Unemployment claims up 7,000 to 225,000. They were expecting 2,000, so they got 5,000 more than they expected. So they're like, oh, now, so in their minds, this is how the traders are working. Inflation is conquered, and the unemployment issue has been solved. The market is softening. This hot employment market is softening. Really? Are you really seeing that? The amount of jobs that are out there for people that want them are just still at an all-time high. This is not a giant miss by any way, shape, or form. These numbers for claims are not scary numbers. Matter of fact, they're quite low for unemployment claims. So I think employment stays hot. If you look at some of the inflation, we'll go over this maybe tomorrow. I'll put some more information out about this C.P.I. and what some individual stuff that's part of it and part of the core have gone up year over year, and what's going down that's offsetting it. It'll make you laugh, guys. It really will. Because all the necessary stuff is what's going up, and all the frivolous stuff like, okay, the price of cell phones is down, the price of televisions is down. Cut the crap. How many of those are you buying? You know? So anyway, we'll get into a little bit of that tomorrow. But this unemployment number, along with the C.P.I., is what drove the market. It's kind of their dream perfect world scenario. It's just make-believe. It's not going to work, guys, okay? Today also, you're started it. Now, the funny thing was the messages are already going to have to be changing pretty dramatically, because today you had the Fed people coming out, and they didn't even have 10 minutes to celebrate, these numbers getting better and being better than they expected. As soon as they started talking about, okay, these numbers are good, we can maybe consider slowing down the pace, whatever, boom, the market rallies like this. Irrational exuberance, to quote our friend Alan Greenspan. And now they're already backpedaling, saying, now you'll see the parade of Fed yo-yos coming out again with their, we haven't won this fight. We have to keep rates elevated. We're still going to be raising rates. And now they're going to have to backpedal on all this stuff. It's just crazy. You need an interpreter to figure out all of this stuff, because it's just all so day to day and so random. There's no consistency to anything anymore. If you're not watching this day to day or listening to a show like this, and you'd be shocked at what you saw, because week to week the changes are so friggin' dramatic, not only in the numbers, but in the sentiment, and how people are feeling about the market, and how people are feeling about stuff. It's just, what a crazy, crazy, crazy time, man. It is nuts. One last thing before I go, just to add further confusion to the mix. I took a little gander today at the Atlanta Fed's GDP Now tracker. The GDP Now tracker, which has been pretty accurate, okay, for the last 3 quarters at least, that I've been following it, says that fourth quarter GDP for the United States will be up 4%. Which will give the United States pretty good growth of year-over-year growth of probably about 5% growth in GDP for the year. I don't know if you can call that a recession. There is just so much weird stuff going on. It looks like the Fed has succeeded in cratering real estate. If that's what they wanted to do, that's there. But doesn't look like much else is happening as far as the economy crashing out. It sucks that everybody's paying more in the supermarket. I know my wife goes crazy every time she has to buy stuff. She has to take pictures and show me, look what I got for $100. Can you believe this? It's nothing, But overall, the economy still seems to be going okay. The job market certainly is. These C.P.I. numbers are horrible, even if they want to celebrate them. I'm certainly not going to celebrate 7.7 increase. Let's see now how this week finishes tomorrow. Let's see how they try to counter this, or if the market just keeps thinking that this is the end of it and the rally rocks on tomorrow. What do you guys think? You think tomorrow is going to be another monster day for the market? You think people are going to take some profit off the table, get out of their market before the weekend? Anyway, in comments today, let me know what you guys think. That's it for today. A massive, crazy day again, as always, in this freaking market, guys. I can't wait till things calm down and we can start thinking like real investors, long term. Here's what we need to do. Here's what we want to set up depending on how old you are and how long you're going to need how long before you'll need the money you're stashing, and start doing some actual practical stuff to help you guys with your portfolios instead of every day this mania, this craziness that we've had pretty much since we started the show back in June. Anyway, that's it for today, guys. A wild day. Tomorrow, I'm sure, is going to be a wild finish to the week. Oh, actually, I will not be here tomorrow. Holy crap, I'm forgetting. Tomorrow is Veterans Day, so we won't be back till Monday. Tomorrow we have a Veterans Day holiday. We're also having a gigantic funeral here in Las Vegas. A lot of you guys who watch Greg's channel know that Ed Hall passed away. Ed was a friend. I knew him through Greg. A really solid, amazing, good man. So I'll be going to the funeral tomorrow, so there will be no video tomorrow. I'm sure it's going to be a wild day, guys. And we'll be back on Monday. Until we talk then, take care. Thanks.